With so many live-action Star Wars projects, movies, and TV shows, it's time for Star Wars to return back to a format it's found extreme success in: animation. Starting with the Clone Wars, Star Wars had captured a whole new fan base, while giving its existing fans something new to discover. In 2005, the Star Wars prequels had reached their explosive conclusion, with no plans to continue either of the sagas. Beyond films, comics, and books, the near-unanimous decision was to turn to television for the next chapter of the Star Wars legacy. From this, the Clone Wars was born. This would lift the veil on the mystery since its first mention in 1977 in A New Hope. Many fans disliked the prequels after first experiencing them, or at least they didn't like them as much as the original trilogy. The heavy criticism was that the films focused too much on the new promise of CGI, and forgot to develop the characters. The Clone Wars sought to right this ship, and they did. In animated form, the Clone Wars told large sweeping stories. They prioritized character development and overall widened the Star Wars universe. After their first success in animation, their next would change the game. Even though the Clone Wars would be fondly remembered, especially for its introduction of characters like Ahsoka Tano. Once Disney bought Star Wars and Lucasfilm in 2012, they quickly scrapped the Clone Wars in order for a new era to emerge. This is how Rebels was born. Star Wars Rebels borrowed heavily from the Clone Wars, not just continuing storylines, but also in the way they told stories. It was clear that Rebels sought to introduce a host of new characters and make them the main protagonists, but they still told sweeping stories during a period of civil war in the galaxy. Star Wars Rebels proved that you can tell new stories in animation and they can be popular, and affect what happens in the live-action Star Wars universe. Much like the Clone Wars, the animated shows have seemed to serve as bridges between their live-action theatrical releases. The Star Wars saga's relationship to its animated projects has only grown in scale and scope, but the most important reason that the series should return to animation is continually being proved. There is simply unlimited potential and a never-ending universe with the resources of animation. Star Wars has routinely gone to animation between film successes, and with shows like Tales of the Jedi or Visions, we have seen just how far this universe can reach. What do you think? Should Star Wars return to animation?